What's up, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 5, Discussion. Go-Getters is the episode. Spoiler warning about the episode, the comics, comic book, Carl and Jesus. General spoiler warnings about The Walking Dead in general. Spoiler warning, if you don't want to know, stop watching now. Season 7, Episode 5 looks to be a good one. It's going to be about the hilltop, a little bit of Alexandria, but mostly about the hilltop. Rick, Michonne, Carl, Enid, Maggie, Sasha, Aaron, Jesus, Gregory, and Simon are the main characters. Alexandria and Hilltop are the main locations. Carl and Enid appear in a journey to the hilltop. Carl was seen driving a car over walkers. Maggie and Sasha are shown living at the hilltop. We assume Maggie recovers. Judging by the trailer, there is a fire and several walkers infiltrate the hilltop gate. Big news here is Simon and the Saviors visit the hilltop for their offering, but the main thing is Carl and Jesus sneak into one of Negan's trucks. So that's right, it looks to be happening. Hopefully, these are potential things. These may or may not occur, but hopefully this does occur. Carl and Jesus sneak into one of the trucks. So will we get the Carl shooting down some Saviors from the comic book story arc? Will we have him with Negan getting the story arc that way from the comics that we want? And it's a good possibility that it happens, the story arc with Carl and Negan at the sanctuary, because that's where they sneak into the trucks to go to the sanctuary and follow them there too. I don't know if Jesus gets away and Carl's kind of captured, because if they both get in a truck, it's kind of different to have Carl and Jesus, and Carl is just with Negan in the storyline and Jesus gets away. He follows Dwight in the comic. It's different. It's separate entirely, but we'll see how it plays out on the show. Season 7 has been a darker one, and I think the cure for that is going to be Jesus and the secondary characters like Ezekiel, Shiva, and the Kingdom People. But Jesus in the comic, like I said, he tails Dwight separately on his own, and it's not in a truck or anything. He goes after and finds where the sanctuary is. Carl's not involved at all. But it's a nice little twist to see that Carl and Jesus working together to go after the Saviors and possibly help Daryl escape or whatever. But in the sneak peeks, if you saw the other videos we talked about it, Michonne and Carl talk about what to do next. Why didn't Michonne go with Rick wherever Rick went? Is he going to scavenge? Is he going to find the sanctuary? Is he going anywhere? We'll see what happens. Carl goes after Enid, where Enid climbs over the wall. Carl lets her go. I would assume he gets in a car and drives. He doesn't know how to drive. I'm sure he was never taught how to drive. And he's seen taking out some walkers, mowing some down from the trailer. That's him. Got to see the hat. Can tell he's taking out some walkers, going to find Enid into the hilltop. He finds Enid and they talk about it, whatever. He's not trying to protect her anymore, and he can't really protect her. She's going to do her own thing, and she's probably tired of people stopping her for what she wants to do. I guess she finds a bike. This is one of the promo pictures by AMC. So Enid on a bike, Carl on a car, and Carl finds her while driving, and he says that he's not trying to stop her or doing anything going forward, and I'm sure that's what Enid wants, because Enid will probably just stay at the hilltop going forward. And the hilltop, that's where the episode really takes place. The bulk of the episode will probably take place at the hilltop. And I like the hilltop. I like the setup. I like what they got going there for it. It's a nice change of pace of scenery from it. No Negan in this episode, which is good. The Saviors come to town, but that's what it's all about. The Saviors run the show. Gregory's a dick, and Gregory says, I thought Maggie's group could handle it. So, like an asshole, he's talking to Jesus. His way out this is our way out. So we'll see what the way out is. Does it involve Maggie, Sasha giving up information or whatever? Does he cave? Does he not? We'll see how it plays out, but I think eventually he's going to do something that the Saviors aren't going to like, and they're going to wreck the hilltop somewhat, so they have to repair the hilltop because the stuff's on fire. We'll see, but they get to the hilltop during the day. Simon and the Saviors roll up, and there's just so many damn Saviors, man. I can't get it over how big that group is. And Gregory's just scared because the Saviors look to be coming for their collection or their tribute or whatever they're calling it. And Stephen Ogg probably wants that, plus more. He wants information. He wants something. He wants a new deal, or he wants some other setup on there as well. I mean, they're not just there to pick stuff up because they would just get it and go, but they have to negotiate some new terms or tell Gregory how it is. I'm guessing is what this all is all about, what these scenes are, because it was never really explained about how the Saviors knew where they were going, or were they just blocking the roads off because they eventually had to come that way anyway, or did they know about the group going to the hilltop and Maggie or whatever? So I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some explanation about it. I just don't know those answers, but the trucks will be a big key for what's going forward with Carl and Jesus. Got Sasha looking out the window, and I like Sasha. Do you like Sasha? And I think she's a good character from not in the comic. just in the show. I like Jesus as well. He's one of my favorite characters. Tom Payne's pretty awesome, and we need more of him being a badass. The show needs to pick it up. We need the survivors, because Jesus is a hilltop, but he's a member of the Survivor, Sasha looking badass. That's just a great picture. I just think that's awesome, with her rocking Abe's cigar, giving a tribute to Big Abe, some good stuff. I want to see Sasha kicking ass. I want to see the hilltop and the good guys, the kingdom and the survivors and everything. I mean, this is episode 5, so we're going to be past the midway point of the first part of season 7. There's only 8 episodes before the mid-season break, and we got to have the tides turning a little bit. So I want to see the good guys start to win some battles and get some victories here, even if they're small. Like this here, Jesus kicking ass. But if you see, it's at night and stuff's on fire and there's people hanging from there, and I think the saviors come back or they cause problems or sabotage something or whatever, because they're there during the day to talk to Gregory and set up a trade or steal their stuff or take their stuff or whatever. And they got people hanging here. I'm sure these are hilltop people, but why is there stuff on fire? Why are walkers getting in? Why are the gates wide open? Here it is during the day. So I'm guessing that the saviors, or Simon and the saviors, don't really like the deal or whatever that Gregory and them work out, or they don't get any information. They say, all right, playing hardball, we'll watch this. And they leave, and you think everything's safe, and then they just sabotage it, knock down the front door, rip it down, or do something, cause something to let the walkers get in, because that ain't right. That should not be happening. But we get to see Jesus and Sasha, kick some ass and hopefully protect the community. But see, during the day, the trucks, there's a lot of damn trucks. So that's what clues us in to saying that the Carl and I guess Jesus and Carl get into the trucks like here. So I would assume this is at some point going to happen in this episode for him to get into one of the Savior's trucks and hide away and get to the sanctuary, whatever. Looks pretty similar to that outfit, just like that. He's got the mask and the beanie and the long coat and everything. That's his standard look. And that's what it looked like when he was tailing Dwight to go back to the sanctuary. So Carl and Jesus both stow away in one of the trucks and get back to the sanctuary or something. So we'll see how it plays out. So it looks like we're going to get some of the comic book story with Carl and Negan. So are you excited for season 7 episode 5? I am, and I hope it really turns the tide for the darkness of the Negan saviors taking over crap to diminish a little bit. But there you go, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Subscribe to get more videos, and thank you for watching.